Have you ever sent a text and watched those three little dots appear, only to have them vanish, leaving you on red? Or maybe you walked up to a group of people and the conversation just stopped? That sudden, gut-wrenching drop in your stomach, that hot flush of shame. Why does it feel like you've been physically punched? It's not just in your head. In fact, your brain processes social rejection in the exact same regions it uses to process physical pain. The reason why will completely change how you see every awkward silence and unanswered message you ever experience. This isn't just about hurt feelings. This is a survival mechanism hardwired into your DNA from a time when being cast out from the tribe meant certain death. For our ancestors, belonging wasn't a luxury. It was the difference between finding food and becoming food. The group offered protection, resources, and mating opportunities. Being alone meant facing predators and starvation. So your brain evolved a powerful alarm system: social pain. When you feel rejected, your brain floods your system with the same chemicals it would if you just touched a hot stove. It's screaming, danger, your survival is at risk. This is why a simple no can feel like a life or death threat. Scientists have actually proven this link in fascinating ways. In one study at the University of Kentucky, researchers had participants play a virtual ball-tossing game. Some were included, while others were deliberately excluded by the other players. The brains of the excluded participants lit up in the dorsal anterior cingulate cortex, the same area that registers the distress of physical pain. Even more telling, when these participants were given paracetamol, a common painkiller, their feelings of social hurt actually decreased. Think about that. An over-the-counter pain reliever dulled the ache of being left out. This shows just how real and physical the pain of rejection truly is. It's not a weakness, it's a deeply ingrained biological response. Your brain is just trying to protect you, even if the threat is just an ignored friend request. But for some people, this alarm system is dialed way, way up. It's like having a smoke detector that goes off every time you make toast. This is known as rejection sensitivity dysphoria, or RSD. It's an extreme emotional sensitivity and pain triggered by the perception of being rejected or criticized. Notice I said perception. It doesn't have to be real rejection. Someone with high rejection sensitivity might interpret a friend being too busy to hang out as they secretly hate me. A boss giving constructive feedback sounds like, I'm about to get fired. It's a constant state of walking on eggshells, anticipating the worst in every social interaction. This constant fear creates a devastating feedback loop. To avoid the intense pain of potential rejection, you might start avoiding situations altogether. You don't ask for that date. You don't apply for that promotion. You don't share your creative ideas. You become a people pleaser, contorting yourself into whatever you think others want you to be, terrified that your true self will be rejected. This isn't living, it's just not getting rejected. The irony is this avoidance and anxiety can make you seem distant or insecure, which can in turn lead to the very rejection you are trying to avoid. So how do you break the cycle? The first step is simple but powerful. Name it. When you feel that wave of panic after a perceived slight, pause and say to yourself, this is my rejection sensitivity acting up. This feeling is an ancient alarm, not necessarily a modern fact. This small act of mindfulness creates a space between the trigger and your reaction, giving you back a crucial bit of control. Now, what if I told you that rejection, the very thing we're programmed to fear, could be your greatest superpower? What if every no wasn't an endpoint, but a training session? This isn't just positive thinking, it's a radical reframing that has transformed lives. Consider the story of Jia Jiang. Terrified of rejection, he decided to face his fear head-on by creating the 100 Days of Rejection Challenge. For 100 days, he made absurd requests, fully expecting to be told no. He asked a stranger to borrow $100. He asked to play soccer in a random person's backyard. He even asked a Krispy Kreme employee to make him donuts shaped like the Olympic rings. At first, it was terrifying, but something incredible happened. First, he got a lot of yeses he never expected. That Krispy Kreme employee, she actually did it. creating a custom 5-ring masterpiece for him. But more importantly, the no's started to lose their power. Each rejection became data. It wasn't a judgment on his self-worth. It was simply information. He learned that how you ask is often more important than what you ask for. He learned that a no is often about the other person's circumstances, not about you. He was desensitizing himself, building an immunity to the sting of rejection. He was turning fear into a game. You can do this too on a smaller scale. Start by asking for small, low-stakes things. Ask for a 10% discount at a coffee shop. Ask a stranger for directions even if you know the way. The goal isn't to get a yes. The goal is to hear no and realize that you survive. You are okay. The world doesn't end. Every no you collect is a rep in the gym of emotional resilience. It thickens your skin. It teaches you that your value is not determined by someone else's approval. When a potential client says no, it's not, "You're not good enough." It's the timing isn't right or the budget isn't there. It's data. When you get turned down for a date, it's not, "You are unlovable," it's, "We are not a match." It's data. This shift from seeing rejection as a verdict to seeing it as data is the key to unlocking your potential. You stop playing defense, trying to avoid being hit, and start playing offense, taking shots and learning from every miss. The fear doesn't vanish entirely, but it no longer sits in the driver's seat. You do. So let's bring it all together. That crushing feeling of rejection is a real biological echo of our ancestral past, a survival instinct that's often overactive in our modern world. But by understanding this, by recognizing when our ancient brain is overreacting, and by intentionally exposing ourselves to small, manageable rejections, we can do something incredible. We can retrain our brains. We can transform rejection from a source of paralyzing pain into a tool for unstoppable growth. You stop fearing no and start seeking the opportunities that lie beyond it. What's the biggest rejection you've ever faced, and what did you learn from it? Share your story in the comments below. Let's learn from each other. And if you've ever felt that deep, persistent exhaustion that often comes with the stress of social anxiety, you need to watch our next video on why you always feel tired. Click here to check it out. Thanks for watching.